everyone, and welcome to today's show. Today we have Wednesday, September 18th. My goodness, we are progressing this year, right? So 2024 is not much left, right? We have eaten most parts of it, right? So you are watching Cosmic Guardians with host Anne and Corrine and our very special guest, Elena the Greek, all the way from Greece. How wonderful is that? I'm really excited. And we are going to talk about live your purpose, what that means, plus soul activations. And we are going to really enjoy this lady. She's very experienced. She's a very good psychic and medium and everything of that nature, very, very spiritual. She knows many, many things. And plus, we take your questions, so don't hesitate to ask questions in the chats right underneath. If you're on YouTube, there's a live chat in there, and if you are on Facebook, you can just ask questions underneath. We also do very simple, easy mini readings if you would like to. I will go with the cards in that case, a card for each and every one. So whatever you want. So don't be shy, guys. Please interact with us. And last show on September 11th, we actually canceled the show, but we had a show on September 4th where we had Mr. Bob Eden all the way from Australia. So you can catch last, no, sorry, I'm not speaking well here. So if you missed any of our last shows or you want to catch up with any of our past at all, or if you want to see when we are going to come live again, usually that's going to be every Wednesday this time. You can find us at facebook.com/Cosmic Guardians or youtube.com/at Angel Place on Earth. And you can read all articles, figure out and find past episodes, upcoming shows, and more at angelplaceonearth.com/Cosmic Guardians. So let's dive into today's show and topic. Welcome, ladies. My beautiful co-host, Corrine, all the way from Arizona, and our very special guest, Elena the Greek. And I'm so proud and honored that you are here with us, all the way from Greece. How about that?
Hello. Thank you for having me, ladies.
Thank you for coming on, and we are so excited. So I give the word to you, Elena. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you end up on this journey?
The usual, everything was going to hell. Everything was off. I was, what the heck is going on? There's more to it. There's more to life. This is not life. There's more to explore. There's more to see. There's more to live. This is nothing. Feels kind of fake, not enough. And then you start researching. You start trying to find answers to questions that you don't find anywhere else. Not even to any kind of professional, I should say, of any kind, literally of professional, okay, in other sectors, and you start questioning everything, and this is where universe answers, since you asked, there you go. What you will do, it's up to you, and you can't stop going. When you get to that point of starting to find something, you can't leave it. You can't just say, no, that's not good enough. Oh, you said there's more. And you keep going and you keep exploring and you keep finding stuff and you never stop.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
exactly. It is, I think most people actually, when we are encountering challenges in life, really need to turn ourselves inside out, and we are starting to wonder about the big questions. Why am I here? What's going on? Why does this happen? What is this world really? Because we come into this world without having the conscious memory of why we even decided to enter, right? It feels a little bit rough.
Yes.
I
Um,
wish we had the manual somewhere on
I,
an
I
easy
know,
way.
I know. Yes. Mine hasn't been delivered yet, so I'm just faking it while I make it.
Karin, that's what we all do, and I admire your wisdom, okay? Because this is exactly it. We just know the next step. So we have to follow it without having the full picture of what's next or where am I going, or because that's the most difficult part for everyone. Like, okay,
Yeah.
what if we do that? So what? We expect the reason behind that, the purpose behind that, and we don't have it, but we have to do it.
That's true.
Yeah. Sometimes we may have a sense of, and it sounds very, very funny. We have a sense that I came here for something, but what did I come here for, right? I just feel it within me, but why did I come, right?
That's kind of what happens when you get a little older. You walk into a room and you go, "What did I come in here for?"
And what am I doing here? Why am I here?
That's right. So yeah.
Ladies, these are the very basic and most important questions we can ask ourselves, regardless of where we are on the path, because this is how I started. And you asked me how I started. Everything was
Yeah.
going to hell, but still I was asking, why am I here? What's my purpose? I must have a reason to be here. What's that? Give me something.
Yes. And
Yeah.
it happens to everybody that gets nudged into finding their true self. It's not like all of a sudden you wake up and you go, "Oh, I am this spiritual being." It grows, and it grows out of life experiences. Like you said, we all were in the depths of hell, as you say, and the only way was through ourselves.
Yeah.
And when we turn
Inward.
into ourselves and start exploring that, then, well, a little bit of light comes on.
Absolutely that. Because if we don't go inwards, we can't find anything else outwards. We can't
That's
move
right.
on.
No. And I think that, this world, it's interesting. This world is teaching us the opposite. So we're going to find happiness outside there. That's never, ever going to happen.
Well,
And it's a journey. It's not either going to be that you, like you said, Kareem, that you wake up one day and you'd say, "Oh, I got it." I did that at some point, and then just to realize I just scratched the surface. And this is many, many years ago, and I thought I got it, I got it, I got it. I didn't know anything by that time, right?
well, you've got it until the next got it. So, you just keep climbing up the ladder, and then you think, "Oh, well, there's a couple of more got it's up there that I got to get to." So, but it's a beautiful journey. It is.
It is. And it is on many, many levels that we can't even see, or we can't address, or we can't acknowledge on many, many levels, guys. We are here to clear ancestral karma. Okay, ancestral healing. We do it by just existing. We are here to clear our shit from past lives, or to integrate the knowledge we have awakened to in other lifetimes, past and future, parallel even. Okay, we are here to connect with the earth and the cosmos in the same way. And we forget in between how to be ourselves with each and every choice, how to just be happy within, or even just be. You don't have to be something specific, just be. Can you be?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Spot on. Because just being your unique version of yourself at any present time, that's exactly what it is all about, right?
Yeah.
Not
True.
changing yourself and finding the answers in here, not what people tell you are supposed to think.
Yeah.
That is the tricky part, right?
And that
Right.
is one of my biggest triggers. When people come in the sense, even psychics, even ourselves, okay, and we come with the vibe like, I know everything and this is what you're meant to be doing. Really? Or when I heard mentors in the past, I was asking something because I was on a dead end. Okay, so I had a question. So if you go to a psychic, your mentor, your psychic medium mentor, okay, and you ask a question and you expect something, a kick on the ass to keep going, just something small, okay, and you get the answer, meditate. Because all the answers are within you. Really? Really?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And it's interesting because you were talking about being in the moment. I had a very interesting teacher, and she would speak. She spoke in Japanese American, and she says, "You not human doing, you human being. You must be."
I love
and,
that.
and we forget that because we're trying to play human, and just being the incredible being we are, and meditate. You must meditate.
Yeah, we make fun.
Exactly, but yeah, go ahead, Elena. Sorry,
We
go ahead.
make fun of it, but it helps because major
Yeah.
crises were prevented because of meditation for myself, okay?
Oh
Within
yes,
Yeah,
family dynamics and
exactly.
stuff
yeah.
like that. Sorry, Anne.
But no, it's okay. I think everybody is very eager to talk here. But it's interesting because, people turn to psychics, mediums, healers, and they think that they are going to be given the answers, but they are being given some advice that they can follow. But, the answers are always coming from here. So no one else is ever going to, I'm sorry if I ruin everything for everybody. It's a journey because you can't really move forward. What a psychic or a healer or a medium can tell you and help you with is where you are at that energy right there at that very moment.
Mhm.
But you have the power. If you don't like where you are, you have the power within yourself to change direction. It doesn't mean that it's happening overnight, because this journey also, I'm going to break the next one. That's going to be, it's never ever a quick fix. Never.
Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Uh, you learn through watching. That's part of it. But when you experience something, then it really becomes a life lesson. And people think that because we do what we do and we're always more connected, that everything is going to be just happy. And I say no, you're just moving into a higher education. Your lessons are going to come a lot more challenging, but you have the ability to handle them differently, and that's
Exactly.
the key,
Because
it
you
gives.
respond differently, and that's
Mhm.
because you have your power within. You may at occasion say, okay, hang on a bit. I'm going to stop what I'm doing right now and dig within and see why this is happening. Because, even for us, no, it's not red roses and pink clouds every day.
Oh
It's
no.
not. No.
No.
It's not, we just have some tools, or we have created those tools because we've went this process through so many times. So we actually get to a space to know which tool to use, how to use it, when to use it. And for us, as light workers of any sort, it's actually even more difficult because we have to explore more things than
Mhm.
the regular normal person. So I know why this doesn't work or why this will work for you, but not for me. And we have that experience of observation, of having experienced a lot. So we
Yeah.
can understand and read someone's energy and combine the wisdom we have within us, the wisdom they already have, and bring out some of the results they may need, some of the clarity they may need at the moment.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. You are so wise.
Yes.
Both of you ladies.
We bring the wisdom in today with the container you have here.
Yes,
Well,
and we actually start to have some comments here from
yes.
Laurel Reader. So true. Katie Hunter, tapping into our inner wisdom. And Laurel Reader says, becoming a living meditation.
Yes. B.
And yeah, be exactly,
Yep.
because that's the only thing we can do, be ourselves. But it takes some courage and boldness and strength to get out of the system that have shaped us, right? um, to be our genuine self, right? To live
And
our purpose. How do
it's
we live
not.
our purpose?
Oh,
Oh
I
my
love
goodness.
Oh, does this lovely lady that you have on here have anything knowing about living our purpose and being there? I mean, uh, She looks like she may have a couple of interesting things to say.
Oh, ladies, there's a new trend in spiritual communities that I love. I love because it starts with saying that you already live your purpose by existing. And I was, phew, that takes a lot of the burden away. But it's very, very smart, very wise, very simple. And we always look for something complicated and difficult where the answer is in front of us and very simple, just simple, okay? It's simple answers. So just by existing, you serve the source, you serve your higher self. You already experience your purpose. Now, what will make you feel more in alignment with yourself? That's another question. That's something we have to explore as we go, one step at a time. And that's the beauty of the journey because what fulfills me today as a human being and divine being at the same time is not the same with what was yesterday or what will be tomorrow.
Exactly.
That's very true, because just as you said, just the fact that we chose to show up at this particular time, we already are on point. It's just a matter of kind of cleaning off the debris and letting those unique facets of ourselves kind of shine through and saying, hey, here I am, twinkle twinkle little star.
Absolutely, yes. And Katie said the same. I believe we live out a purpose through our being, and that is the point. We've worked together with Katie Hunter from the comments I mean now, and that's exactly the point. Just by living. But what is difficult usually is the resistance. The debris, you say, Karen, that is the resistance of this planet. You know how time the planet takes to shape and form, for a tree to grow, for a river to change its form or whatever it is. So there is a slow process. For us, it is similar, but we call it resistance. That kind of resistance has so many forms and shapes that we don't even recognize it at first that it is resistance. Resistance to change, resistance to be happy, resistance to be creative because of the collective judgments about something, because of how difficult it is for someone to stomach actually what we want to be doing for ourselves, because of a lot of reasons. And it makes it even harder because we feel maybe they are right, maybe they know something I don't know, maybe this, maybe that. What the heck? And then we just stay in that and overthink, overanalyze, or we try to find reason within our actions. And that's intuition that has no reason behind it. It's your higher self that is guiding you through your intuition. And you don't have to have a reason for what makes you you. You just want to do it. When we find that simplicity in some actions, in some choices, life becomes magic, just like that.
That's true.
Wow,
Yes.
that was powerful, really powerful. Because I think many times, and because you work, we have done the same work, and I'm still on a line, but a Swedish line, right? So many people actually call in and they ask for advice. They ask for the path forward of what's going to happen. First of all, because we have this moment and we are here now, nothing is ever going to happen and being written in stone. Yes, I believe personally we have a purpose of coming in here, but it's very brief. Then it's up to us to, it's like when we are painting a canvas, we are painting it. So we make the choices. And when we realize that, the burden is off, because my way of doing something may not apply to you or to Corinne, right? Because we're all unique. But this world wants to put us into boxes. And that is what we have been taught, right? So stepping outside of the box, I don't mean to have an attitude to do bad things, right? I mean, just normal stuff, right? It is, I think it is,
Clarifier.
it, yeah, it is funny, but I think it's a huge part of our purpose actually just to be who we are and we find ourselves. And my take on that is also that we are here to actually merge the gap between our soul and spiritual self and this world's existence. That's why we're here. And when we come to that point, it's not hard anymore because we see through.
Yes. I just following up with that. One of the things that when we meet on Tuesday nights to have meditation, and I explain to everyone that in our human body we have many cells. We have kidney cells and heart cells and eyeball cells and hair follicles, and each one is unique in itself, but we are all whole. This is how it is in the oneness. We are all a living cell from the oneness, and we are very important to what we do. But if I try to be a cactus, I can't be a cactus, but I can be a carine. And being who you truly are is the benefit of the whole body, because when you aren't being who you truly are, that's like an abnormal cell. So hey, just go with the flow and be the best you that you are.
Karin, you gave me an amazing pass with this. I have a mantra, and I want to explain how this showed up in my life. So I was asked at some point, who do you want to become? From a fellow friend, and he was channeling for me at that moment with voice messages, and he was telling me your next step is to decide who you want to become. And I was always thinking and always connecting with my guides at the same time. So I was outside sitting in a small childish chair, okay, wooden chair, and I was, who do I want to become? Who do I want? I want to become smarter, no, more authentic, yes, more vulnerable, yes, more connected with spirit, yes. And I was thinking and adding attributes, human attributes, spiritual attributes, and I was, what the fuck am I doing? Everything is shifting, everything is changing. So why am I adding something that will change and I will want something else? So I have to think what is actually gonna be ever changing over and over again, regardless of where I am and what I want to be doing. So I want to be true to myself. Yeah, but it's not enough. It's not enough. And I want to be my true self. And I was, yes, this makes sense. This is ever changing. This is very in the present moment of who you are in the present moment. That helps me make choices that are in alignment with my true self, and I will show up as my true self in every choice, in every minute of my life. Even if I'm angry, even if I'm frustrated, even if I want to break loose from everything, if I want to be spiritual and love and light from my heart to everyone that is agitated around me, but I will be true to myself, regardless of how I show up. And this is the meaning of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you are showing yourself that self-love, because you do that when you accept yourself just as you are, right? Not according to anyone else's standards or what they tell you you are. They have the right to have their own opinion. I always say that. That's your choice. Thank you.
Mhm.
Now I know, but that's not me. Okay. So when you show yourself that self-love, you can just be who you are, because that is when you find it, that's going to give you the courage to continue as well, right? To be in the present moment.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that's true. And loving yourself is one of the most challenging opportunities that we have on this earth, because from the time when we're a child, we love ourselves. And then as soon as we get to be into the world of communication, verbal communication, we're told, no, you can't do that. You can't love yourself by playing with the blocks. You have to go and play with the trucks, or you have to play with this. And people start telling us that we can't be ourselves. And
Yeah.
being your true authentic self is so freeing. And with it comes the responsibility of allowing others to be their true authentic self, and not say, well, I'm on doing this, so this is the way we have to go, because then you do exactly what, I mean, even if it's called spirituality, or it's called, you know I'm out for a good ride. the point is imposing our opinions on others is not what we came here to do. We came here to love ourselves and be as kind and gentle to ourselves. And then that way we share that with the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And
And we share it just by carrying that vibration for ourselves, just by being that, and others without even understanding that they copy the behavior, they copy the frequency. And this is what we can do. But when we say change ourselves without changing, don't focus on the whole world, change yourself, okay? It's very simple and very wise, because when
yes,
you change yourself, others see what you do, they see how you do it, they get inspired by it, or they just copy the vibration without even knowing they are doing it. Because this
Yes.
is what we are doing, okay? So
Yes.
there's nothing better than that. Just be you and allow the others to be themselves as well, respecting your sovereignty, respecting others' sovereignty. That's the most simple advice.
yep.
Exactly. And I want to add something to that because, on the phone lines, we get a lot of questions. When is he going to call me? When is she going to call me? Most common questions, right? And I don't want to diminish them because I fully
No,
understand it. But when and what am I going to do to catch this person's attention? But when you are your unique self
Mm-hmm.
in the best way you can at that specific time, because that's all we can do, and that's perfect, right? Then you are going to see if you are in alignment with that person or not. And if they don't come, yeah, maybe you are not going to be compatible, right? So
they
it's
don't.
actually way better for oneself to show yourself from the very beginning, because are we in alignment or are we not?
Yep.
So you are helping yourself, plus you help the other person, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. And at the same time, just be yourself. If you want to reach out, reach out. Why complicate things? If you
That's
want
right.
his attention, okay, claim it. Claim it and show up in his life, text him, call him. You can't give that on the lines when you give readings. You're supposed to tap into a different vibration, not the most simple human answer, okay? And you're supposed to be seeing when they are gonna talk, but we don't either see sometimes clearly if they are going to reach out or she is going to reach out or whatever. So it complicates things for no good reason. I used to try to guide, as you do now, Han. I still do readings, psychic mediumship readings, okay? But I do it on a different container and not in the way, is he gonna reach out? Is he in love with me? Why doesn't he message message me? Forget about this. If you want to do something, just do it for yourself. Don't hold back.
Oh man, I have
But sorry, Corinne, go ahead.
I was just going to say I have a spoiler here that the more authentic you become and the more that you begin to live your true self, the more radiantly beautiful you become. And people are attracted to you. And at my age, to have these men that are just like buzzing around me like little bumblebees, and I go, they're feeling the energy, and they're translating that as to being sensual, which it is because it's senses, but you become so much more attractive, and then you also attract the ones that are the right attraction, and you're not trying to be something you're not, and putting on that mask, because eventually, ladies and gentlemen, those masks come off and it's not pretty.
No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
not pretty. And I think that the best ever question would be, how can I be in love with myself?
Mhm.
How can I come walk on that path that I become in love with myself? Because when you are in love with yourself, you come from a different place.
Yes. Yes.
You attract different things, right?
Mhm.
And when you're loving yourself, you also have your strength and power. You
Yes.
are not feeling that dependency upon someone else to come like um, a knight on a white horse to save you with a rose in their mouth on the teeth, right? Because that's anyone else. It's a little bit unfair because no one else is actually going to fill that gap for you.
No.
But you're more prone to meet someone you are in true alignment with when you love yourself.
Yes.
Let's go deeper on that. Sorry, Karin. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Let's go deeper on that because that's a key point for everyone. Because there was a time that I got tired of that advice, even giving it to myself, okay? Not from others. And I was, wait a minute, basta here, because basta is Italian, wait, okay? Basta here, because there's
Yes.
something wrong, okay? I am love, I'm claiming that, I love myself in every choice of my life. I'm becoming even more, of course, because the heart chakra expands and constantly expands. There's no stop or end that this is enough as an expansion, okay? There's more space for love, especially being human and being on this planet. But how do I attract and what do I do with all the questions and all the triggers that I have within me about why isn't he texting me? Why isn't he calling me? Why doesn't he show up in my life? Because we do have these questions, okay? But the point is to sit with yourself and answer those questions, why they show up for you, what is the real need behind that question, what is actually the desire you have within you, how you can claim it, own it, fulfill it for yourself, be sensual. Karin, be sensual in every aspect of it. And it's not a bad thing, it's the most beautiful thing to be, even when
It
you're
is.
having a coffee. Yeah, you can be sensual. Okay, I was eating something and it became very with all my senses, and it felt like I had an orgasm just because I was eating a cupcake with a caramel. Okay, it felt like that. Sorry, I'm joking with a joke. But the point is, sit with yourself, work your triggers. Why these questions? What is the need you have within you? You will figure out more of yourself. You will connect more with your true self, and you will figure out what is truly going on. And why this question? What is the unfulfilled gap you have within you? And this is how you can apply more self love and how
Mhm.
you can attract love outside you from a man, from a guy. And to my experience, don't try to attract someone specific because that creates more attachments, more lessons, more bullshit to deal with later on. And we don't need more of that. We have enough.
Yes. To find what's within us and fill our own gaps. Then when you are looking for someone to share that life with you, you are coming as a whole person, not looking for someone to fix this or fix that, to make you whole. And then when you have two whole people coming together, to me that relationship now becomes a third entity, and it becomes the blending of two beautiful individuals that are now creating this other place. And I've had the wonderful experience of mentoring someone now for the last couple of years, finding the true meaning, finding the self purpose, finding who they really are, and finding that self love. And it's been a beautiful experience for me because, as you know, when we work with people, when you see that they're really grasping and starting to do their own homework or love work, and become, it's like watching that seed that becomes the flower that becomes this, and it's a beautiful experience.
It is the most beautiful experience ever because it's like you are watering a flower and you see how it
Yep.
comes up and it blossoms. It's exactly like that. When you guide someone to find and connect with their own wisdom, with their own light, without being you there constantly 24/7, and
Yep.
you start seeing them how they tap into that, that is worth it. The whole planet, whatever you want to call it. I have a Greek expression in mind.
It really
But
is. Yeah.
yeah, it's magic. Again, I'm gonna say that.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
True magic, really true magic.
Yeah, because we've all been there, we've all felt lost, and we're gonna feel it again. And there are gonna be many, many times where we feel lost, unloved, or betrayed, even by spirit guides. Okay, my experiences sometimes.
Yeah, they're yep.
It's their gift to us to actually step into our own power, get out there, make mistakes, learn from that. And the other thing, there's no mistake here, okay? They are all learning experiences where we get to be more in our own power and more wise, okay? So we keep
Yeah.
learning and we keep coming back stronger, more powerful, more wise. And we're going to be doing that over and over again. And this is the thing, no one understands that because we are on this path, we have it intensified as a process 10 times and 100 times.
Yeah, I can sign on that one. Anybody heard about instant manifestation?
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
oh yeah, be careful with that one. Yes, one of the things when I'm leading a class, like on the four agreements or something, I said, don't go out and chant and challenge the universe. Like today, I'm going to be, impeccable with my speech, because when you say today, this is what I'm going to do, the universe is going to say, fine, we'll give you every moment in the day to have to work on this. So just say, I'll take my lessons, in increments that I can handle. I'm not making a challenge here. I'm just saying, I'm listening, but don't challenge, because you will definitely get the opportunity to have all kinds of experiences.
When we do that, it's the ego talking, and because the ego talking, the universe responds accordingly. And by universe, I mean higher self. So it's like the
Exactly.
ego, the ego, the small one, and the higher self. Oh, you said that. Let's see how you can make it happen. And there you go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, and that is also exactly why we try to help people stepping outside of that loop of talking about the negative part of something. Because we
Exactly.
do feed the energy, we do create more of it. So even in the most challenging times when we are on this path, we see that this is triggering me right now. We can get it out of our system. We're not supposed to stuff it in, get it out, but don't focus, don't feed the energy,
Don't
feed
feed
the
it.
opposite energy, no, the opposite part of the same energy. That's how you can progress, right?
Yes.
Build up positively. We're gonna deal with the negative stuff, of course, because we have plenty, not only from the past, but also in the present. But build up to what you're doing positively as much as you
Yes.
can. We can't go to the toxic positivity, everything is perfect and blah, blah, blah. Yes, because I've been there, I've done that, okay. Oh, everything is pink clouds and pink flowers. Then I had to come off from a unicorn and to realize where I am and who I am. Not everything is perfect. Then I went to exactly the opposite. Everything is a mess here. Why did I come here? Everything is fucked up. Let's leave, kind of thing. But find your balance and build positively up, set intentions, focus on what makes you feel that spark from within.
Hmm.
Focus on what makes you feel creative and expansive in every aspect of your life. Even a conversation that has to do with confrontation. It's not it's not comfortable at all, okay? It's not easy to do that. But it's necessary because you create your boundaries, you reclaim a bit of your power, you bring clarity with the person that you are having that intense conversation. You bring yourself, your true self out of that. And this is how soul activations take place because something triggered in you either positively or negatively and actually made you a bit more sensitive into what you want to be doing next, who you want to become, in what way you want to awaken yourself and become more compassionate for your presence here on this planet at this point of time and for others as well.
Hmm.
Yes, exactly. And
Yeah.
a little short thing here, because we are convenient species, right, as human beings, right? So, not to diminish anything, but if everything would be smooth, right, like sailing very smoothly in life, would we really bother to look deep within? We wouldn't, right? But we are
No.
used to labeling things. This is negative, this is positive. But
Yeah.
that's also very subtle, right? Because something that I consider being negative may not be negative to one of you, ladies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's thinking about what we are stating, how we think, how we present ourselves, and what words are we saying, what are we expressing,
Yeah.
right?
And how, yeah,
Go ahead, Elena. Sorry.
and how we express it, or becoming more clear with ourselves, tapping into that vibration of truth in order to become clearer within ourselves. Usually, the difficulty comes because we don't have clarity of what we like, or what we enjoy, or how we enjoy it, or how we would prefer it, or we are stuck to an idea that we thought was good in the past, but it's not, but it's that stuck record that keeps playing over and over again. And this is where we
Yes.
call in the vibration of truth within self, within our hearts, and we become extremely brutally honest with ourselves before we actually state that to the universe, to our friends, to our spirit guides, to every direction, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. You started to talk a little bit of soul activations.
Yes, I was
Would you
poked.
like to expand on that?
I was poked by spirit. So, soul activations. There was a reading I had from someone about Akashic records, and I rarely go for readings because I don't get something else from what I already have gotten for myself. But it's good to get that confirmation from outside yourself, okay, someone else. So, that guy was stepping into my past and was seeing some difficult situations from my childhood, trauma, huge trauma, traumatic experiences, where I had to go through as a teenager and later on again, even death of my family members that influenced me too much. And I was in a space, why is he tapping into those again? And he was very firm, very clear, in a sense that these were activations taking place of how you become more sensitive, because in your dream work, while you are sleeping, you are working with people of that specific category of teenagers that they are trying to step out of their ancestral karma or out of their parents' patterns and so on and so forth. I was, what the heck is he talking about now? And he was, do you remember your dreams? I was, no. The more awakened I have become, the less dreams I remember when I wake up. And how do you wake up? Extremely tired, like I was run over by a wagon or something.
Yes.
Okay, you're being wiped out. Your memory is being wiped out. Who the fuck does that? I was, all of that was within me. Okay, I didn't express the questions. Your higher self and your galactic guides are wiping your memory off. I was, okay, I hear that. Let's go on. And you got some activations, and you are helping others in that aspect. You are helping teenagers and some other sorts of things that I'm doing as dream work, but you're not supposed to know that. You're not supposed to be more heavy in your energy with everything you already do in your awakened life, your when you are walking. And I was, okay, that's very interesting now. Tell me more. I was in a space of actively listening what was coming through. And I realized, completely detached from human emotions or mental emotions, that we have activations in a very harsh way sometimes, or even in a positive way. If I go down the street and I see a dog, a stray dog, and I feel that compassion from my heart. Why? Why doesn't anyone feed that dog? Or why doesn't it have a shelter? That's an activation that takes place within me at that point of
Uh-huh.
time. And in some ways, my soul is out there helping other souls, doing work in realms that we don't see, in dimensions we don't see. And actually, in everyday life, we also take different actions, we make different choices, and we are more active and present in our lives of what we do and how we do it. So the wisdom of the soul is huge, and we haven't seen anything from that, actually. no matter how awakened we are, okay? We haven't come to the phase of being enlightened, fully enlightened
Sure.
yet, none of us on this planet yet, but it's coming up quite soon enough. At least these soul activations happen in many ways and forms. When you go through something that feels like depression, even if you have to get to a space of breaking everything down and waking up to something else, to a whole different new life that you have to create from now on. If you have been going through challenges with family members and whatever that might be, or with your own life, like my income is not enough. That is an activation for you to open up to a different direction, to see your true potential, to reclaim your power that is lost
Mhm.
one way or another, and actually create what feels right for you as a human being.
Well said. Well said.
Why are you both speechless?
And sometimes these activations come uh, for years before I found out that I was a little different than other people. I would maybe be standing in the grocery store, and then all of a sudden I would just kind of, stand there like a zombie, not moving. And a normal person would say, "Oh, I'm having a brain tumor or something." And I didn't understand what it was, but I understood now that I'm being downloaded. I'm being My DNA is being shifted. And this has been going on for many times. Now I'm aware of it. And so I do have an agreement that if I'm driving a car or something like that, don't download me. Make sure I'm in a seated place. But that activation is coming from all of the other dimensions. It's coming from our future self. It's coming from our past self. And this is what is helping us be more aware of what we uh, have the capability of seeing, not being, because we already are perfect. All we're doing is just having, different shades coming in, and different things that reveal more of ourself. And house cleaning. What can I say? You know,
You
Yeah, a
have
little bit of house cleaning, exactly.
And that's good point you actually made there, Karin, about making boundaries, about decreeing to your higher self and your guides
Mhm.
when to use your gifts, how to use them, because we keep forgetting that. And sometimes we say, if it is done now, then there must be a reason. And we actually kind of step out of that without taking the control, without taking the ownership of what is going on, if it makes sense. So we
Mhm.
have to actually decree and ask and create these boundaries, even if it is a spiritual gift that shows
That's
up.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Actually, I have to chime in here. A spiritual gift doesn't mean that we are on a spiritual path, because that is a conscious choice, right? So
That's
it's a
true.
big difference for
Big
me.
difference.
So
Big
we are
difference.
all gifted
Uh,
in there are so many labels on how we receive information and how it works, right? Our senses. But it doesn't really matter all the terminology, right? But it what matters is that we have the gifts, but we can expand them further if we are getting conscious. Plus, as you said, Elena, that's very, very true. So when I went to mediumship course many, many, many years ago, I realized that, oh, it's not only receiving the information, right? I can make up like a relationship with those who are giving me the information, my guides, angels, whoever is coming to me, right?
mhm.
So that we have a language I do understand. So if you show me that, that's going to mean this thing for me. So we develop that part of ourselves. So we have a say. It's not like we are worshiping and just receiving, right?
Yes.
Correct.
And that's the best point you could have made about the spiritual gifts and how we use them, because This year, this summer, there was a message I was receiving for the collective of the twin flames. And I was, okay, thank you for the message. And then the next day, after I had recorded it, but I hadn't uploaded on YouTube or ever or everywhere, anywhere, I was, wait a minute, there's something off here. What that fuck is about? Because I don't like it. And it's not that I don't like it because I don't like it personally, but there's something off with the message. So we have to be a bit inquisitive with the spirit, with what messages we get, from whom, from where, what is the purpose of that message, if it actually helps, or if it adds to the trauma we already have as a collective of twin flames, or what. And I was, okay, I'm not giving that message. I don't care if I took the time to record it, to create the video, and so on and so forth. I'm not gonna give it just because it came through. No.
Yeah.
Yes,
No.
because even in the other realms, they're also learning. I mean, I've had to fire higher selves.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to say, when I go into a session with someone to do the energy clearing and universal clearing, I have to make sure that our higher selves are in agreement. We don't have any agenda. I have to make sure that everyone that is going to be helping at that time doesn't have their own agenda. And if it's not for the higher being, the higher existence of the person we're working with, hey, you can go do something else. We'll bring someone else in. So, I mean, to just say, oh, well, at this, well, maybe they're having a bad day. So
Yeah. So here, exactly. And here's another take on that. When we are creating relationships here in our incarnations, right? We don't just go about inviting anyone, saying whatever they want, right? Without
exactly.
questioning who are you. So I think it's a healthy approach. You want to come to me. Some of us actually, I do see ancestors and things, but I have I set some boundaries for myself years ago. I want to have it filtered, so I want to come through my guides first because I
Yes.
want to know who is coming to me. It doesn't have anything to do with fear, but I want it to be pure, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And if they're hanging around because they haven't done what they needed to do here and kind of going on our coattails, we have enough baggage. They need to go
Yes.
to wherever they need to do to resolve what they need to resolve. But it's okay to set those boundaries, and it's okay. I mean, when I've gone in and someone's having just being harassed, and I mean, I'll just tell them to get the hell out. That, you're not welcome here. Go away. Go.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have,
we're all in that process, and it needs to be. If I'm going to be with you, I want to give you encouraging words for you. I don't want to be working on myself. I want to be encouraging you. But if
Yeah.
I haven't done my homework and I want to, suck that energy from you, then I'm not working for your highest good, and I need to go where I can get what I need instead of, you know, pulling for
Yeah.
you. So yeah,
Exactly.
you get to fire them every now and then.
I do that too. With spirit guides, it feels off as
Yeah,
the vibration is old or not enough or not good enough for the present moment. And this is something we have to remember. You are not blindly following anyone's direction apart from your higher self. But as you said,
exactly.
even with the higher self, you can decrease stuff, you can fire them, okay? And ask from your oversoul to give you another higher self that is gonna help you go to the next step, to the path that is
Exactly.
more
Yes.
challenging or whatever comes next.
Yep.
So remember to use your own discernment, your own wisdom, because you have it. We have to tap into that. Because,
Exactly.
ladies, when we start awakening and we go through the steps of exploring the divine, the magical, cosmos, the magic of different dimensions, astral projections, and oh wow, we get to be, oh, I have to blindly follow what's coming up next. No, you don't.
Oh, I mean, the
There's
honey.
actually Sorry, go ahead, Corinne.
The honeymoon is over. You know, you got to get
Yeah.
down to the nitty gritty. Yeah,
But there's a good way of determine. You can go with your senses. If you feel good with what you are receiving, if you have any kind of hesitation, that is a sign that maybe you should think about what's coming through. Second, there's never ever a pure message from the other side forcing you to
uh-uh.
do anything.
No.
Never. So if someone if something is coming through and telling you that if you don't do that, that's going to happen, it's going to be bad or whatever, that's a no-no, right? It's always combined with that unconditional love because that exists. So
Yeah.
there's someone maybe showing you a path where you still are going to have some challenges, but you're not going to feel bad about it, and you're not going to be pointed at as someone you made a wrong choice there and you did something there. That's not going to happen because there's going to be unconditional love and you are going to be guided. So that's one way of determining things. And
Yeah.
I want to come back to that thing that gifted people doesn't always walk the unconditional loving spiritual path. It
That's
doesn't
true.
mean that we are supposed to be afraid. We need to use discernment, but
Yeah.
also understand that there are a lot of elements out there trying to maybe interfere with our energy and stuff of that nature. And it can happen. We don't need to fear it, but we need to make sure that we have a clear energy. Work
Yes.
on I call that spiritual hygiene, just like brushing teeth and
Yeah.
taking a shower every day. I know
Yes.
it doesn't sound very fancy,
But it's
but
true.
to take
Just
care of the
the
physical body
basics.
is equally important,
Yeah.
right?
You know, and it's the peaceful warrior. Um, I mean, there are times when even when we're doing everything that we can to be in that place of peace and harmony, there are times when you have to take out. I have a crystal sword, and you don't ever want me to pull out that crystal sword because I will
Good.
defend what I'm defending. And there are times that has to that has to happen. And but the thing is that by the time you've gotten to that is the way that we're going to resolve this, you've gone through all of the other beautiful ways. And it's something like when you say, you know, that's enough, and setting a boundary. That's my boundary. When that comes out, that's my boundary. And you know, it's because we are this unique race of being able to be so different and have all of these wonderful emotions, and that's what we came here to experience. And to deny part of who you are is not being true to yourself. So
Yeah. Yeah. And, someone else's opinion about who we are, that's fine. Perfect. Let them have it.
Yeah.
But we know who we are, right?
yeah, well, I just figure what other people say about me is none of my business, you know.
Yes, exactly.
Ladies, I use that expression a lot. None of your business what they think of you, what they say about you, unless you need to confront that person. That's a different story. But it's
Yes.
not your job to actually take that in for any reason, okay? And it's hard to apply sometimes. Let's be honest with ourselves. For me, it has been hard to apply until I got to a point like, you're not living my life. I live my life. So you do you, I do me.
Yeah, it can be more hard or more challenging when it comes to people that are very close, right?
Oh,
People we
very
need
much
to
so.
interact with, because this world status trust that if it's family, if we are blood family, we need to stick together, right? But
Yes.
in essence, we do not really, but it feels way more challenging to manage. Sometimes it can be solved in a nice way. Other times, maybe it's just splitting ways because there's nothing to do about it. But I think that walking this path also gives us that strength and courage and understanding that we can still send love to someone, but we split with them
We speak
because
our way.
we can't really. I think many of us, and I spent a lot of time in my lifetime with that because it's family. I have to fix it. I have to try to fix it.
Uh-huh.
No, no,
No.
because it every relationship is at least two parties, right? So it's you have to work it out together. There's no one that's going to fix it for someone else.
That's
And
right.
that can be really painful, but it's not going to happen because you can't change someone else ever. It's coming back to that. When is he going to call me? Well, he's going to do that if he wants to and when he wants to, right?
Right.
Because you can't make him, and you can't make him by changing yourself and adapting. That's not
No.
going to happen, right?
Yes.
Right.
And and I love my children, and I know they love me. However, they are not my star family. And when we're together, it's hi mom, how are you, and such like that. But there's no communication. It's like they're not really sure that I don't fly around on a broomstick, and that's okay because I'm enjoying myself on my broomstick, but I'm not trying to get them to get on my broomstick with me. We meet each other where they are, and
Karin,
this
Karin,
is
do you have a second broomstick for me, please?
hey,
Yes,
I
you
have
know,
them in all colors and everything.
I need
ladies,
one.
ladies, I have one with an engine on it actually, so you don't have to make an effort as well, right? Good.
Even faster.
That's right. I mean, you know, vive la différence. But that's
Yes.
what makes the world go around. And the beauty is that once you become your authentic self, you start bumping into more people that are authentic. And the expression that I love to use, and I promise, I was using this expression before Avatar came out. But when a person is fully in love with themselves, and you meet another person that's fully in love with themselves, they allow you to see them, and you allow them to see you.
Yes.
So my greatest form beyond I love you is when I give you the compliment, I see you, because now we are touching soul to soul, and I see you both.
I see
Oh,
you too.
I
Yes.
see you both too.
Yeah.
I hear you. I recognize you. I honor you. I cherish you. I love you
Yep.
both.
And I feel you to add the
Yes.
one. Oh,
Yeah.
ladies.
It's amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing. Even
Yeah, it is amazing.
our listeners are saying, "I see you." This is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's actually
And
wonderful. And I think that is one of the best things one can say to someone else, right? Because I see you as you are. You are
exactly.
accepted just as you are.
And I mean, we are perfectly imperfect. So I am not going to try and make you into my idea of perfect, because I don't. I enjoy myself. Now, I that doesn't mean I won't change. I mean, I'm always finding things that are going to enhance me, not change me, but enhance who I am. And I'm willing to, there again, do a little more house cleaning, or do a little more, spit shining, whatever it takes, because it's for me. This is the essence that I want to be in. I'm not doing it for the society or for other people. I'm doing it because this is my happy.
because it makes me feel good being me like that.
Exactly. And yep.
And the best thing with all of this is that we are going through different stages, and there comes a point where the inner growth we have paid shows up in a different way. Even when we look around us to the family, we have the biological family, okay, the inherited family. We can actually see them and feel them and hear them, even if we are not on the same page, even if we are not gonna ever be on the same page. And this is the growth we pay. We clear the trauma, we clear the emotional charge we have from everything that didn't work out. We clear all of this shit we have been through and why we've been through all of that. And then we get to a space of inner peace, of seeing the other person without the expectation for them to see us. And
Right.
okay, without the need to change them because we can see their potential, and that's the worst part for us being on this path. We can see someone's potential, but it's so easy to make a mistake and start giving advice to anyone who doesn't ask for the advice, okay? And to
Yeah,
expect them to be the best version of themselves because we see the potential, we see that that exists in
Yes.
them, but we don't accept the fact that they are not ready. Why? I'm doing so much work, so you can do that too. And I'm like, no, that's
That's true.
no,
I
yeah,
want
and
to
that
keep
is
everyone.
unconditional love as well, right? Because when you give the other person, you just meet them where they want to be. You can force someone to become something they're not ready for if they
Exactly.
don't want to. And maybe all of a sudden you can see someone just shooting off like a rocket because they
Yes,
came to that point when they are ready. It's all about being ready, but also acknowledging someone where they are, right? I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
yes, because you see the potential and you actually respect their own wisdom, their own pace,
Hmm.
their own way of living, and then the rocket happens.
Yes,
And
exactly. And you,
isn't it wonderful to be so much lighter, not carrying everybody else's stuff around? And I have a lot to work on with myself. I mean, I enjoy all of this uh, innovating and radiating that I'm doing, and I honor everybody else's journey. And I really don't want to carry your suitcases because I've got plenty of my own.
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And also something that many talks about when it comes to this path is that, oh, I'm so sensitive, I can't be around other people because I'm absorbing everything, right? But the good news is that when you work on yourself, when you go within, when you work on your triggers, you get rid of your backpack and your baggage,
Uh huh.
you are going to at some point stop absorbing so much. You're
Exactly.
still going to sense it, but it's not going to affect you in the same way, right? It
Exactly.
Yep.
doesn't mean that may not have more vulnerable days than others. Yes, you can, but you're responding differently. Plus, you start to radiate your energy that is maybe more loving, right? So you
Yes.
can be an example. Isn't that a
Yeah.
good thing?
Yes. It's
That's, I'm
like the
sorry.
lotus.
Yeah,
You are in the world, but you are not of the world. You know?
Yeah.
I love that image. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And that's actually the best thing we can do for ourselves because, we go into the feeling of absorbing what is going on into a room, into a space, into a situation, and we forget to just be, shine our lights without the need to know what is going on around us and be in that energy of what is going on. I have to
Yes.
protect
Yeah.
myself or my energy. Or,
No.
yeah, just
yeah,
be.
just
Yeah,
be.
just be. And as sensitive beings, we are going to pick up things, but as you said, we don't need to absorb it, actually. And like there are certain mediums that actually go out on the street. That's I'm talking about TVs, right? Maybe they make it as a show, but they just go to someone. I have a message for you. I'm a little bit against that because someone wants to have something, they are going to come and ask for it.
Hmm.
It's a little bit um, intrusive,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
in which
Yeah.
way it is. I had people this summer coming to me, giving me their advice, and I was back home crying my eyes out. Like, what the fuck? People pay me to be advised, and I'm not advising anyone, even if I see the potential or the message, or I run through their energy without even trying, I'm not giving advice if I'm not asked why people do that. And I was, yeah, you
but
have more boundaries with that. Okay, let's do it. More boundaries it is.
Yeah.
exactly. Yes. Oh,
this,
wow.
this is awesome. I love having coffee with you ladies. You know.
Exactly. Psychic coffee, right?
Yes.
Actually,
Yeah.
I do have some coffee here.
Let's see. I can join you also. You know.
Oh,
Yes,
good.
please. That's my cocoa, okay? I
Yes.
drink plain cocoa without sugar, without milk. I just love it.
And I drink mushrooms. So I mean, you know, I mean,
Mm.
really good. It really really is good. You know. And
Okay.
Mm.
I have regular coffee. So I'm the traditional one, I guess, right?
well, no,
And
no, we'll
normal.
just mix them together. They really that's a good combination though. The cocoa, the mushrooms, and the coffee. You know.
Let's try
Yeah.
that again.
So,
Yeah.
ladies, how do you feel? Are you anything else to say? Are we wrapping it up, or what do you feel?
Well, I personally can talk forever, but I feel that my talking is getting, you know, so I think we've had a wonderful, wonderful time. I've enjoyed this immensely, and
I've enjoyed this too, and we catch you one another time as well if you want to. We would
You
love to
have
have you
to.
on.
You have to, because
Thank
I
you.
love your company.
I think the energy is also very, very lighthearted and very funny. And just mentioning something before we wrap up, it's a great thing to see things, not to take things so seriously. Have a little bit of humor in life,
right,
seeing the joke in things, seeing things, laughing, because it cuts off negative energy. It's like
it does.
call it distraction if you want to, but it's a good thing. We cut the energy immediately. So we make jokes, we make fun of it because we are supposed to have a joyful journey here. It is
It is.
joyful, isn't it?
um, as you
I,
wrap it up, I want you to bring up, sorry, Karin, I want you to bring up what you said about the subway, what you did, because I love that. Please.
Please.
Anna,
You want me
Anna was the one on the subway.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
you want
yeah.
me to say it again? Yeah, because
Yes,
we
Yes,
talk
please.
about this world and living in a world, and I think I stated this on live before, but it's okay because it's quite funny. I can't really hold myself sometimes, but that's who I am, right? I'm never rude or mean to someone. But I went down to the sub to take the train and I saw all these people. It was not over the top crowded, but many people, all with their phones here, watching in their phones. And I couldn't resist myself. So I heard myself saying, is there anybody home here? Anybody at all? Someone looked at me like this. And I said, no, no one is home here because no one was answering because everybody's in their own world, right? We
exactly.
go out and there's no connection with people.
Yeah,
I think we need to continue to maintain the connection, to be able to meet each other, see each other in the eyes sometimes, give someone a smile, say something, hi, whatever,
Yeah.
acknowledging
that's
that you see
yeah.
someone. Yes.
That's the delusion of being connected. And what it has done, it has disconnected us and losing the humanity of looking in a person's face and in exchanging with them. And that's what's robbing us from remaining human. And so
Yeah.
if we do go into places where everybody's on a phone and say this, at least for a second, they go, who is that idiot speaking over there? They've had a human experience for just a moment. So, you know, whatever you have to do to shake them up, ladies, I mean, that's, you know,
And
I
I
have
want to
a
give
funny story. So, yeah, go ahead. Please go ahead.
No, I want to give a
Elena.
challenge, because the more human we become, or the more better we connect with our human nature, the more we are connected with our divine nature. So I want to give a challenge for whoever sees this to the end of the show. Okay, please do. So take this challenge, and when you go out next time, either you are on the elevator or supermarket or just for a walk, look someone in the eye, make eye contact, please, and smile. Without, yeah,
That's right.
for no reason. Just do it and play with that.
It scares the hell out of them, doesn't it? You know.
That because they think, what do they want from me, kind of thing. But just look in the eye and smile. Remember
Yeah.
the show? It's candid camera. Let's do that, guys. Look someone in the eye and smile. Okay, for a second.
For a second, I'm on. And
Perfect.
I'm very much on. Yeah. So I think that's a great thing because we are living together. We are not kind of just walking by each other all the time. We need to connect.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
We do.
someone smiling to someone else doesn't mean that we're laughing at them.
No.
That's right.
No.
Well,
No.
that's a snicker. A smile is different. You know, that little, that isn't going to work too well. But
Don't try to wink also on someone. Because that would be weird. Okay.
or that's not going to work either.
That's so funny.
Oh, yeah. So live your purpose with making eye contact and smiling at someone just for a challenge. Okay.
Exactly. That's a really good idea. And yeah, first of all, thank you, ladies. It has been so immensely joyful to be here with you. I can't express it. I love
Oh, yeah.
this energy. Fantastic.
Yeah,
And for all of you watching this, you have been watching Cosmic Guardians with host Anne and Corrine and special guest Elena the Greek, all the way from Greece. And I love Greece, of course I do. I'm not going to talk about it because I feel myself as a Greek as well, right? It's in
You
my
are
heart.
good. You are
We
great.
have been talking about many things because we tend to just follow the flow in conversations, but I love that. But we have been talking about living your purpose and soul activations. Our next live will be on next Wednesday, September 25th, with host Anne and Corrine discussing Unraveling Spirituality, the quest for inner meaning, the show we were supposed to have last week when we canceled. So we continue with that. Plus your questions and free mini readings, right? And no one wanted reading today, but I take that as a good sign. Actually, so we talked about interesting stuff. We always go live at facebook.com/Cosmic Guardians and youtube.com/@AngelPlaceOnEarth. And you can follow us and interact with us on those places. We do intend to be live with you every week on Wednesdays, usually this same time, 10 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece. And thank you for watching Cosmic Guardians and see you next week. Yay!
Bye.
been wonderful.
Bye. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm trying to locate my mouse here. I'm sorry. Don't laugh. Bye.
Bye.